Call to order the Freeport Economic Development Corporation regular board meeting. It is Tuesday, July the 14th, 2026 at 6:10 p.m. And I call the meeting to order. We do have a quorum. And that brings us to invocation and pledge. Mr. Wattman, if you'll do the invocation again, and Mr. Tyner, if you'll do the pledge, please, sir. Just a minute, I'm stuck. There we go.
Well, Lord, we bow before you again, just asking that you would fill us with your love and kindness and wisdom and guide us as we go through this meeting. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Since there aren't any, citizen comments, that brings us to the consent agenda. Item number 1, approve meeting minutes for June 9th, 2026. Any pre-comments on that? I entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes for June 9th, 2026.
Motion we approve the minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Gary. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Mr. Tyner seconds. Any other discussion? We'll call the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Passes unanimously. Brings us to item number 2, approve the financials.
No, can you put it on the screen? Because can you put it on the screen because I have the wrong stuff on mine?
Yeah.
All right, Ashley's not here to present them, but at the end of the packet, I actually included kind of an overview of where our budget stands right now based on projects that we've done. I'm gonna try to get that pulled up in just a minute, but if you're looking at your packet, it's page 14. For fiscal year 24-25, we spent $115,338.14. And the business improvement grants were Ann's Party Place, Sit and Bull, Freeport Veterinary Clinic, On the River, Lone Star Fishing Company, and then Brazos Port Cares. In the next section, I go over the business improvement grant for the ones that have been paid this year. So these are closed out and paid, and that number is $127,172.06. So that's how much we have paid. Those include 902 Gulf LLC, which is the downtown event center, Freeport Veterinary Medical Clinic, Roshan from the Ocean Food Mart, On the River, Ann's Party Place, Mama C, and then Roshan again for Arlene's. Now in the third section, these are projections based on grants that have been approved or will be presented tonight, but nothing has been paid to them yet. So that number is $142,871.07. That includes Dino's property at 101 West 4th, Greg Flanagan and his sign improvement, High Tide Laundromat, FTX Industrial Holdings. And then we have 4 that will be presented tonight, which is the Wash Freeport, Premier Laundry LLC, SPCA Retail Thrift Store, and the Gulf Food Mart. If you take the amount in the second section, the $127,000, and add the $142,000 from section 3, towards the bottom, you'll notice that if we approve all grants tonight and all spending, we will have spent $270,043.13 out of our $300,000 budget for this year. And we still have August and September to go as well. With that, just some information on the other projects. We have spent $96,000 out of the $120,000 for wayfinding. We have spent, we still have the Taco Bell incentive program that sits at $20,000 remaining. Starbucks, I understand that that closed, but we had paid that as well, so that still counts for this year. We also had water valve replacements at $209,127. Water valve replacements increase of $10,000, and then the Second Street overlay and mill project totaling $827,762.65 in projects. That does not include the business improvement grant. That is projects outside of that. We have also done $94,009.60 in sponsorships this year. So if you combine all of these sections, we have spent a total of $1,191,815.38. That does not include operations, salaries. These are just projects, just business improvement grants, and sponsorships. So I wanted to kind of give you some numbers, especially since we were getting close to the $300,000 for the business improvement grants, for you to make those decisions. Now, I will say that the ones that are being presented tonight are all included in this estimated number. So anything after that, or any adjustments that you make to the number presented, may adjust that number, that final number at the end. But that's just to keep the board informed as far as our financials.
Can I ask a question? Yes? I can ask a question or not yet? So on the amount that you said, and that's with, if we approve whatever is on the agenda for the grants, that $1,191,000, that big old number. So what we budgeted so far, this far, we're still within budget.
Actually, we've gone over. We had only budgeted $200,000 for infrastructure. We went $19,000 over that with the water valve project, and then we went $442,000 over that with the Second Street. So we've already gone
About almost $500,000.
almost $500,000 over budget this year.
So where are we getting that from?
From our reserves, we had agreed
Okay.
as a board that we were gonna pursue those projects out
Yes.
of reserves, just like we're budgeted to pursue, infrastructure is of paramount importance, and we're gonna pursue that again. Obviously, we can't keep digging into reserves every year, but we've got a healthy reserves right now that we can dig into that.
Okay, thank you.
So what we're looking at is $1,191,815.38. That's for the approval?
That's, if you include the 4 business improvement grants tonight with the amounts that are listed on that, then yes, we will have spent that much, we will have approved that much money to be spent.
Okay. Boy, we've worked on a lot of projects. Tell ya.
Actually, we only budget $650,000 a year in our projects, so we went $200,000 over that in just projects alone.
Okay. Anybody got any pre-discussion on this?
I'm personally against spending reserves, but kind of looks like that's where we're at this year. Let's just try not to be next year.
What's he saying? I can't hear.
Yeah, what Mr. Bachman was talking about was with our reserves, and we spent, around $400,000 on the water situation, and what was the other one?
The Second Street
Two-
overlay.
Yeah, the Second Street overlay, right?
220 total for the water valve and 442,000 for the Second Street overlay.
So that was, I was just
Yeah, those
bringing
are
that
good-
out.
Those
this
are
time.
good projects. I just,
Very much needed.
it always worries me to see that we're spending, well, we call them reserves. It's like our savings.
It does, I agree with you, Ron, and you have to be judicious and cautious, but in economic development, you also have to look at the factors, and right now, an impediment to recruiting business is the state of our infrastructure.
Right?
And you want to have reserves, there's no question about it, I'm not arguing that point, but the question is, how much can we dig in to that? And I would say it's, for this year and next year, we're okay, but to keep doing it might become problematic.
Okay, yeah, I can vote for this. I just want to get it out there that I don't want to be doing it for the next 2 years.
Well put. Agreed. What's the pleasure of the board?
I make a motion to approve.
Ronnie makes a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Gary, and I have a third. Any other discussion? I'll call to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. There are none. We have approved the financials. Passes. Brings us up to item number 5, discuss and action items. Discuss and take possible action fiscal year 2026 and 2027 budget.
Mr. President, Ashley is at a awards function tonight, and she intends to be here. Is that correct, Dr. Kelly? She's still on track. I would ask that, did you want to read that right now? Okay, aside from Rachel reading something right now, that the meat of the budget discussion, if we could move that down the agenda until Ashley gets here. She will be here. She's just at an award ceremony.
Understand that, she's had a lot of awards lately. So let's go ahead, let's move that guy down to whenever she gets back here so she can help us with that. That moves us to number 2, discuss.
Hold on 1 second.
Go ahead.
This did not get included in your packet, the handout that I gave you. This goes over the fiscal year 25-26 achievements. So besides spending money, we've actually done other things than do that. And that I wanted to read through those so that the board would be aware of, what y'all have contributed to our community. We've mentioned the Second Street Mill and Overlay Project. We also sponsored $52,685 for the Christmas tree rental and purchase for this fiscal year. We've also we partnered with Retail Strategies to bring in potential retail development. I have Miss Megan here when we get to that topic. We actually settled a long-term case, the litigation settlement agreement with Realty World. We are looking at the purchase of a digital sign to replace the temporary one at the high school football field. That is on the agenda tonight. We have completed 10 grants, and of course we have the 4 pending tonight. We initiated a wayfinding project with survey and branding ideas. We sold property and initiated a new business on Main Street, Mama C. We also assisted and trained a new Main Street coordinator at the city request. We lowered contract costs for website, property programs, and memberships by over $30,000 over 3 years. We sponsored citywide events like the America 250 Fishing Fiesta, River Fest, and Kid Fest at almost $83,000, which we just read the numbers for those. Our outreach program, besides the business improvement grant, benefited 15 businesses this year. We also supported the Senior Citizens Commission and Main Street workshops. I can read the goals and objectives before we talk about the budget with Ashley, so that you know why we made the selections that we've presented to you, unless you'd prefer I read them now. But this is to kind of tell you where our focus was headed whenever we went through the budget that we presented to you. So that's up to you. You want to wait till Ashley gets here?
Let's wait till Ashley gets here to read the further ones, because that'll tell us the defensible logic of why we're putting what we are in the budget.
Gracious, we did do a lot of work. My goodness. Item number 2, discuss and take possible action, contract renewal, retail strategies.
Yes, Mr. President, we have Megan Jimenez tonight from Retail Strategy. As you know, their contract is up for renewal. We've been in a 3-year contract with them, and they've been assisting us on business recruitment and retention. So I'll let, oh, is she not?
Toby's putting her on the screen.
Okay.
So you can see her.
Hi there. How are y'all?
Hello, Megan.
Megan?
Ron, can you hear Miss Megan? Okay, go ahead, Megan.
Okay. Rachel, I don't know if there's a way to go over the slides or for me to kind of see it, or would you like for me to have it on my end, kind of sharing my screen?
I have a printed version. I'll make it to my board.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Then just let me know whenever you are ready for me to begin.
Backups. Go ahead, Megan.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Megan Jimenez. I am the retail recruiter for the team in Freeport. I do have a counterpart. His name is Madison Neal. He is unfortunately not able to join us tonight. He is out of office this week. So my part in the team roles is I recruit to retailers day in and day out. I speak to property owners, developers, retailers ranging from small and large concepts to department stores, major anchors, and all of that sort. So I am your guru when it comes to retail. So a quick retail recruitment update, contract recap, and proposal. This is going to be a partnership overview. So just based off of the 3 years that we have been engaged with Freeport, we have provided daily and weekly outreach on behalf of Freeport, putting available sites in front of national retail and restaurant brands. We provided quarterly reports on retailer updates, which that would include Vegas representation, so ICSC shows and Retail Live, and any national conferences that we attend on your behalf. Ongoing research and demographic resources available to local Freeport officials, so we've given that over to you guys and we've made it available. Provide consistent updates recapping our outreach and feedback from retailers via Basecamp messages, emails, calls, and texts. Provided representation at National Retail Trade Association conferences, allowing Freeport to be the forefront of retail trends and potential new deals. Our team continues to work as an extension of Freeport and your staff to promote economic development within the city limits. This next slide and the next page, I'm going to go over top prospects with momentum. So due to us being in a public setting, these are redacted. However, we did provide a fully confidential report to Robert and to Rachel to distribute to you guys, so you have a quick look behind the scenes and know who these retailers are. And if you guys have any questions, just let me know, or feel free to stop me as I go along.
One second.
Sure.
We will be emailing you the confidential version with more specific information after the board meeting today. Go ahead, Megan.
Okay. So top prospects with momentum, I have them listed down just categorically. Fast casual sandwich user, and a quick blurb on them. Freeport is actively being strongly reviewed. Internal merger and franchisee issues have been resolved, and they're strongly desiring a location on 288. Full service sit down pizza user approved for immediate review, focused on 1,200 to 1,600 square feet spaces. Franchisees touring the market in later this summer of 2026. Regional quick service burger user confirmed ongoing interest with cannibalization concerns to high performing nearby location remaining the primary time consideration. Development incentives identified as key factor to advance a Freeport site. Hotel user requested sites fitting their criteria, and several market site tours have been conducted with the Freeport team. National drive-through coffee user confirmed Freeport as a target market with a preference for pad-ready sites. Both pad-ready and second-gen sites are being reviewed, primarily along 288 and Brazosport Boulevard. Additional prospects down below, quick service roast beef user, market research confirmed by brand, awaiting site-specific responses. Grocery user, confirmed expansion and market identified as an area on their radar, identifying timeline and strategy. Full service breakfast restaurant, sites being reviewed along 288. Fast casual chicken tender user, second generation space along 288 identified as a high interest for the brand, awaiting response from their franchisee. If you'd like me to answer any questions right now, otherwise I'm going to move on to the next page. Retail recruitment ladder. So this is going to break down how retail builds upon retail. It impacts the whole economic epicenter of a market and city. So retail attracts workforce, which attracts primary jobs, and it influences companies to locate within your community. It enhances quality of life, and it encourages future growth in your community. You hear it all the time when you see, retail follows rooftops. A lot of times, if retail is landing, developers are more inclined to do major strip centers, housing developments, and we showcase this by our retail municipality resources and everything that we have given over to Rachel and Robert during our analysis period. So our toolbox. Retail Strategies uses the following industry standard tools to leverage opportunities in Freeport. We provide a custom trade area design. We use a gap analysis, which is a leakage report that we pull just to generate general prospects and see where the market is, how much and what the market is lacking and losing. We use an Esri Tapestry segmentation profile, which lets us know the demographic breakdown in your market so we can better understand which retailers make the most sense. Mobile data tracking, partner with developers and property owners, and we do boots on the ground research. Along with our partnership, we also annually update demographics for the community. So each year we will provide a market guide with new demographic information. Our team uses this at every trade show that we attend on your behalf. We make sure to have this readily available for any retailer that is interested. Below, you will see drive times and specific demographic trade areas. Most of the time when we are communicating with a retailer, this is the way they are viewing markets when they are looking at a potential opportunity. So a custom trade area will tell them how much of that is pulling into your market and how much they are able to capture if they do potentially land a site in your area. Along with updated information that we provide annually, this is the AGS summary demographics. So this breaks it down even more. You're going to see population, household, it's going to be ethnicity breakdown, income, education levels, housing, businesses, and labor force. So again, when we're trying to tell a story to a retailer that may be on the fence or may does or maybe doesn't know anything about Freeport, this really helps tell that story to capture why they need to be in Freeport. If you're in a similar market to Freeport, but you're not in Freeport, this is why. And we help to paint that picture and tell that story by using all of our data tools that we, help provide you guys, but also provide to the front lines when we are communicating with retailers and going to trade shows to represent you guys. Mobile data tracking, I mentioned this a little earlier. So this below is a little example, a fun little shout out. You guys as McDonald's is in the top 5% of all 30 stores in the Houston DMA. So when we're talking about mobile data tracking, this is whenever most phones have your location services. When you enter a Walmart or a McDonald's, your phone is capturing how many times you are visiting that location, and it is capturing those visits. And so through that data, most retailers are noticing, okay, this is where people are spending their money and this is where we need to be. So this helps us when we're having conversations with other prospects that typically are competitors with McDonald's or like to locate next to a McDonald's, to show them this market is ready, it's prime, and it's ready for a site with your concept. And that is how a lot of retailers like to view the market when they're looking at why they need to be there and they haven't landed a site. So we're constantly trying to provide as much information to them as possible to keep you guys on their radar. Basecamp communication, this is a project management tool that we use internally and externally to communicate with you all. So this, over the last 3 years, has kept track of every single project we have done together, all of our conference reports, industry updates, trends, any webinars that we have hosted. It goes back through the 3 years and just helps keep track of everything in case there's any new team member that comes on. It will be the house for everything that we provide you guys. And it's a really good tool to just make sure that everything stays organized. National representation, I mentioned this a little earlier. We do go and represent Freeport on your behalf. We will go and talk to retailers at ICSC shows and Retail Live. So over the last 3 years, we have attended ICSC Red River 2024, 2025, and 2026 on your behalf. We've also gone to ICSC Vegas in 2024, 2025, and 2026, and Retail Live 2023, 2024, 2025, and 2026. All of these shows, our team even if our team is not present at other ICSC shows that are not Texas focused, we do have teams at every single show, making sure that if somebody mentions Freeport or Texas, that you guys are first of mind, and we're getting that feedback over to you guys to let you know what's happening and if there's an update for any retailer that we've been waiting to hear back from. So scope of services, this is going to detail a little bit about what we provide and just how much our team can give if there's any need for any of these tools. So below we have a bulleted list. We update priority commercial properties for development, redevelopment, and higher and best use. Identification of priority business categories for recruitment and/or local expansion. Target list of retailers and restaurants, update customized marketing guides with 2026 information, identify market retail trade area using political boundaries, drive times, and custom boundary geographies, identify and help perform market and retail gap analysis for the trade area, so that would be the leakage and surplus, analyze communities' gap analysis to capture dollars leaving the market, identify and evaluate competing shopping areas, tapestry lifestyle, so that breaks down by population and demographic and ethnicity, consumer spending pattern reports, market outlook reports, aerial imagery of trade areas, provide updates on retail industry trends, custom on-demand demographic research, historical, current, and projected demographics to include market trade areas by radius, drive times, and custom trade areas. On the next page is a continued scope of services. So this breaks it down by proactive retail recruitment for targeted zones. So this would be any specific area in the market that you may identify and say, hey, I don't know what needs to be here. Can you help pull a prospect list for this specific piece of land? We can definitely do that. We'll contact a minimum of 30 overall retailers, restaurants, brokers, and/or developers each year. Updates on new activity will be provided to clients designated primary point of contact via Basecamp, telephone, or email on a regular basis. ICSC and Retail Live conference representation updates provided accordingly to the yearly conference schedule. Active outreach to local brokers and/or landowners. Support to county staff on retail and restaurant industry matters. Run mobile data tracking reports for further understanding of consumer shopping behaviors. On the next page and slide, we have continued partnership options. Since we are in our third year, the financial obligation and term for agreement options would be a 3-year renewal at $45,000 going into years 4, 5, and 6. And that concludes my presentation. But if you guys have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer anything. I'm so thankful that you guys let me join this meeting tonight. So just let me know if there's anything that I can answer for you guys.
Thank you, Megan. Just hang out for just a minute.
I do have one question that I'd like for you to tell the board. When you're working with us and going to these trade shows, you know, I know you've got a lot of different clients. How do you prioritize us?
Sure. So when we're going and preparing for any type of conference, first and foremost, we're doing our homework prior to the show. We're identifying prior prospects that we've already been talking to, and any prospects that match that same standard of retail for the market. So beforehand, we're making sure we're scheduling one-on-one meetings with retailers on your behalf, specifically talking only about Freeport and a potential opportunity in your market. We do like to isolate when we're going to these shows and talk about just one market when we are approaching a retailer that we feel is very strongly looking at your area. So we do try to prioritize Freeport first and foremost for any targeted specific area and or retailer or developer that we have been talking to or we are trying to approach. Madison and I divide and conquer when we go as well. So most of the time, I'm the one that is taking those retailer meetings. So I can speak on my experience when I'm going and recruiting just for Freeport. I am making sure to have isolated meetings, talking to retailers one-on-one about your area to help for them to better understand your market, your demographics, and why they need to be there.
Can we ask questions?
Yes, you can.
So maybe I should know this, but, so we have already been using them? How many years?
We have been using them for 3 years. 3 years ago, we contracted for their services, and you know that we've been partnering with them. They're usually with us at ICSC and Austin Live and things like that.
So I know y'all have gone to Vegas to that convention, so I didn't know they were with y'all. Oh, you did? Oh, did you? Oh, okay, good. Because, I mean, other than this, I mean, I don't remember another update other than what we're seeing now. So how often are we supposed to get an update? Like, is it quarterly? Is it monthly? How often do we get touch base on what we're getting done?
We provide post-conference show recaps every single conference that we attend, but in the interim of that, we are also providing QBRs. So that is posted to Basecamp and it is also emailed over to Robert and to Rachel. Those typically, you know, those are their discretion. They can distribute those, but they are all on Basecamp, and those can be tracked from the first year all the way until this year. but they are all stored in there and it's very neatly organized. So if there's any that you wanted to go back and look at, they're definitely all in there for you guys, or for Robert and for Rachel to distribute.
Robert has given us
You did, okay,
3 times over last year, 4 times.
okay. And how much was it for the first 3 years? Is it the same? Was it 45,000?
The same
It's
as
the same
what-
price?
yes.
Okay.
And I'd point out, there have been significant challenges with, as I was saying before, infrastructure. Also, we're at the end of the line, and then other challenges that we've had as far as recruitment is concerned.
They help us with the Taco Bell.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
Also, if you want to see a sample of what they provide, like after the ICSC conference, there's a booklet with the demographics and the follow-up that's right in front of Sandra for y'all to take a look at. So they actually provide that information that's right in front of you, Sandra.
Thank you.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't point out to the board that some of the programs that we've got can somewhat duplicate some of the demographic information. But I think from, as far as helping us with retail and outreach and using the demographic information that they get, I think there's a positive effect to that.
To open it up a little more, we were looking at Whataburger. I couldn't get in the door with the lady. She was kind of abrupt with me. They actually know her really well. And so they seem to know all of the people that we're looking at. They know the key people to talk to. It makes it a whole lot easier whenever you're trying to go in and talk to somebody. But they were very good about it because McDonald's said, Whataburger specifically said, we're looking to expand. We're going with this smaller footprint now. And they knew exactly who to go talk to.
That's very true. Yep. They've opened doors for us when some of them had been closed.
What's the pleasure of the board?
And I make a motion we renew.
Ron makes a motion that we renew the retail strategies contract. Do I have a second?
I will second that. Go ahead, Mr. Becky.
Mr. Towner, I got a second. Any other discussion? Call the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. There are none. Passes unanimously. Contract renewal retail strategies. Thank you, Megan.
Thank you, Megan.
Thank you all so much. I hope you'll have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. Freeze to death. Where's the, look at the.
The doors are locked up.
Item number 3, discuss and take possible action, new contract resimplify.
Yes, Mr. President, we've been working with Resimplify. They provide property listings, something that Ronnie had really been discussing. I think we kind of found a good fit. And tonight we're joined by John Bryant, who's been working with myself and Rachel, and he'd like to talk to you about his program. John?
Yeah, thank you all for having me tonight. I'll just kind of jump right in, give a brief overview about our company, what we do, and then show you all the platform and the public-facing side and the back end as well. And just interject if y'all have any questions while I'm presenting, because I won't be able to see y'all raise any hands. So Resimplify, we work with over 100 cities, communities in the state of Texas, over 500 nationwide. Think of us as a real estate research team. We do a deep dive into your area, find all the available commercial real estate, and then feed it to a property viewer that we embed on your website, and those listings update 3 times a week. So we basically put it on autopilot. So when site selectors or business owners, come to your website to see what you have available, you have the most accurate and up-to-date information. Any questions about that before I present the property viewer itself? Awesome. I will go ahead and share my screen. Can y'all see this?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So this is the city of Wolford, Texas. So it's embedded right here. If you go to find a property, sites and buildings, it's right here on the website. So you're able to run quick searches. You can filter by property type. So for simplicity's sake, I will just look for land for sale. And let's do 1, 2, 3 acres. So this could be anyone on your website, or if you get a call from a site selector or a developer, you can run this yourself. So there's 3 listings available. I will click these 2 right here, say these fit their criteria. Click actions. You can share the listings right here within the platform, either through email or copying this link. Or you can create, or you can export it to an Excel sheet, or you can create a PDF right here. You can have a title page, land for sale, table of contents, recipient name. You can fill all this out. You can get city custom branding over here. Have either, whoever you want, the director or the head of real estate over there. Add any notes you would like. And one thing our clients really like, so when they go to trade shows, they can add the map page and print this out and take it so you can see within the town of where these listings are located. So if someone wanted to be near a main interstate, the packet would show that. And then you can download this or print it off as well. Another thing that comes with our property viewer is you get a demographic dashboard within the property viewer. So you have over 80 custom fields that you can toggle on and off for this dashboard. Every city's different of how they want to tell their story. So it's completely customizable. I'm sure y'all have seen a demographic dashboard before with retail strategy. So I won't bore y'all too much with that, but we get it from Sensei Analytics. They're one of our partners. And then one of the other things that you get as well with the property viewer is you get parcel data. So I'll reset this real quick. So not only will every listing have, not only will every listing have the parcel data, but every parcel within your city will as well. So you don't have to go to the county to obtain that information. I'm going to jump real quick over to another tab. This is a client in Pennsylvania that we have, but they do a great job of showcasing the custom layers that you can get. So you can get up to 5 custom layers, opportunity zones, innovation zones, or some of our clients just use like downtown districts that they want to highlight as well. Kind of any questions about the property viewer itself before I jump over to the back end?
Ronnie, you had mentioned this at one of our. Ronnie, you had mentioned this at one of our previous meetings that we wanted to get an idea of all the property listings that were in the city. This program will do that and do the report instead of me going to each individual party that's involved, each developer, each real estate agent, and so on, that may have a listing. And that's really what drew my eye to this program the most.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Am I good to hop over to the back end?
Yes.
Yes,
go ahead. Awesome. So this is the back end part of the system. This isn't publicly available on your website, but anyone in the city, in your office, can have access to this. There's no limit on logins. And yeah, so you can have as many as you want within the office. It gives you a breakdown on inventory over time. So a lot of our clients, if you have quarterly board meetings, what has happened over the last, year in my market broken down by quarter. And you can see days on market for sale properties and for lease properties. And then you can get as granular as total square foot for each property. So retail, and then you can get the average asking lease rate and average sales price per square foot per asset class. So retail, industrial, office, land, hospitality, healthcare, and investment. You can get those as well. And then transaction volume. And then you also get vacancy rate and absorption rate with that. And then you are able to see, you know, on the back end, what active listings you have. You can download all this into an Excel sheet. You can see what properties have transacted in the past. You can set this date range. And so in the past 30 days, last month, 2 properties transacted. You can also see what new listings have come on your market. You can set this to get email notifications as well. So you can say, okay, 15 new listings came on my market. You can see what the brokerage company is as well. Then you can come over here and see what brokerage companies are in your area, as well as the contact information for those 143 brokers that are in your city. Any questions about the back end? Oh, and sorry, you're also able to export all this into a PDF as well.
Hey, John.
Yes.
Sorry for digital participants if this echoes. I want to just move over to pricing right now. I know that there's a lot more that this program can do, but I want to focus on, correct me if I'm wrong, the base price is $4,000, but that does not include the reports that would be generated for the properties that are for sale. And you talked to your manager and got us a quote for the Pro, which does have those reports, and the total for that is $5,500. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am. So the base price is $5,000 a year, but I was able to get that discounted to $4,000 for y'all, and then the View Pro, which are the demographics, parcel data, and the advanced analytics, is $2,500. But I got that discounted as well to $1,500, so the total price would be $5,500.
John, can you explain just the difference in layman's terms to the board of those two things? I know we are really excited about the Pro, but I want them to be able to hear the difference.
Sorry, you kind of cut out there at the end. I apologize.
John, we want to know the difference between the base and the Pro, just so that we know what we're getting.
Yeah, sorry, let me pull it. So the base is just the normal property viewer that doesn't include the demographic data and the parcel data on the public side of the platform, as well as the custom layers. So with the base, you don't get parcel data, you don't get demographic data, and you don't have those custom layers, and you do not have those advanced real estate analytics on the back end.
I have 2 questions. So does this tell you how many people are doing inquiries, like hits? I don't know what you call it, but like clicks, hits, whatever. Does it tell you that? No? Does it?
No, we do not track that, but your website provider would be able to tell you how many people visit the available property page.
Okay. And so, just curious, I don't know if it's got that on there, I didn't see it, but that's probably really advanced. Like if you wanted to ask a question, is there a chat feature on there? If they wanted to ask?
We do not have that currently right now, but that is one thing that we are pushing out. We have that in another one of our products that is for commercial real estate associations. But we are able to put a HubSpot widget that you can submit a property to.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
This might help too, Miss Sandra. So this will actually go on our website as well, which is going to be going live tomorrow. And so anyone who's looking to site select for Freeport, they can also do the search criteria as well. They can put in those filters, say I'm looking for 3 acres at 150,000 in the downtown area, and it will pull up that report for them. So it's not only something we can pull for if we go to a specific show or if we're targeting a specific company or something like that, but it's something that those site selectors will be able to go in and go, okay, here's what I have available to me without even having to ask us.
My biggest concern is we weren't able to track stuff. I don't know what markets are saying. So when I'm talking to a business, it's like, I can't really tell you right now because I'm gonna have to do some research too. So it was about making it easier to get people who are interested.
You're talking to the mic.
It was about, I asked Rachel and them to try to find a company that would make it easier for people looking to move here to be able to look up the properties that are available. Because we have a lot. The problem is figure out who owns what or who's representing what. But we have a million real estate guys.
Yeah.
So
John, does this cover residential or only commercial?
It's only commercial.
Yep, that's all we want.
Any further questions for John?
I'd just like to echo what Ronnie said too. I mean, when you're looking and people are asking you what's available, it's like herding cats sometimes. And you have to go to the realtors and you have to go to the websites. I was very impressed that this is just one system that does it all. And they seem to keep it very well updated.
What's the pleasure of the board?
I make a motion to approve up to the 5,500.
On an annual contract basis?
Yes,
Okay.
1 year.
I'll second that. And I have a second by Mr. Botman. Any other discussion? Call a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. There are none. So we got a base price of 5,500, and I want to see where my house is. It's only residential. Okay.
John, I will reach out to you tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank you all so much.
Thank you for your time.
Y'all as well. Bye-bye.
Rachel, I just want to say thank you because I didn't ask for this but 2 months ago. And then you already, I mean, after doing the show in Vegas, it was like, we need something to be able to do our job a little better.
Brings us to item number 4, discuss and take possible action. What are we doing?
Ashley's here now. We can go back to the budget.
Oh, okay.
So she don't have to spend the night here.
Doesn't have to spend the night here with the rest of us. Ms. Hurst. Yeah, they told me you were getting another award or something, so.
I was.
What was it?
Leaders under 40 for the facts.
Well deserved.
Thank
Well
you.
deserved, my dear.
Thank you.
Yep.
Am I doing financials right now or budget? Sorry, I'm still a little flustered. Just budget? Are we not doing financials?
They went on ahead and approved the financials
Okay.
already. But before we get started, do you want me to go back over the goals first, or you want to wait until afterwards? This blue. Okay. Go ahead, Ashley.
Okay. There it is. So the EDC has the 3 different funds, so we'll look at operating first. And operating shows a job reclassification for the EDC specialist and a COLA for the director. And then property improvements to include roofing, siding, doors, et cetera, for the EDC property downtown for $30,000.
Mark will recall this. This is when we had our discussion about the problems of 210 leaking into 212. And, you know, rather than tear it down or anything drastic, we wanted to look at replacing the roof. I just wanted to remind the board of that. That's what that is.
Okay, so looking at the first table of the operating fund, you can see that the revenue decreased due to the comptroller projections, where we are anticipating a decrease in sales tax overall. And then on the expense side, you can see that line items were reduced in as many lines as possible. And looking at the second financial table, continuing with the expenses, again, you can see adjustments made to each line to accurately reflect their needs. Amounts were reduced on any line that could be reduced. And then looking at the ending of the operating fund financial table, you can see that another reduction was made where it could be. The marketing was increased to continue to support ongoing city initiatives with board-approved spending. Although the goal is 10% of the overall budget being designated for marketing, this was just simply not attainable this year. There are reserves in that fund if it is needed. In total, this fund is looking at an overall decrease of $48,940 with those requests included. The overall net impact of this budget would be a net zero. Are there any questions on this fund?
1,940, that's like a 3%? Is that correct? Pretty close to
Somewhere
it.
around there, yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's about right.
Yeah. So my question is, if that's like 3%, is that like a national average? Are we in where most EDC guys are or not? If we're looking at that much of a reduction?
So the main reason for the reduction is the reduction in sales tax. And so the city's looking at a 2 point, I don't have the number off the top of my head, 2.7 maybe?
2.7, okay.
2.3. So
Some
we
of the-
reduced city
Some of
and
the ones I
EDC
look
side.
at are up around 5, 6, 7% is what they're looking at.
Yeah, so ours does come straight from the comptroller. Last year's his was.
Okay, so we did go to the comptroller. Okay, good, good.
Yes.
Yeah, Robert met with Russell,
Russell Gallahan.
Russell Gallahan from the comptroller's office, and that's where we got with Ashley and came at this number here. And so,
Yeah.
Russell, as you know, I used to work with Russell, and he helps with budgets. The comptroller does that in general, but I get a little extra. And he predicted all the forecasting that the comptroller's office has done. It's pretty much statewide, if not nationwide, because of the increase in fuel prices. Food, that increases all prices. People don't have as much to spend, et cetera. So he confirmed that and looked at our numbers, and Ashley adjusted.
It's great. It always helps to have a little inside information. Okay.
It is
That was
unfortunate, but we will make it work and hope to bounce back for the next year. No other questions on this one? Okay. Let's look at the projects fund. So this fund's purpose is to support the board-approved project initiatives that support overall well-being and economic development improvements. This fund is proposing to continue the business improvement grants at the same increased amount as the current year at $300,000. It's proposing more wayfinding initiatives for $100,000, and it's proposing a one-time intentional use of reserves for an infrastructure project of $500,000. Additionally, a buildings inspector position was requested here, but was removed before it came before you all tonight. Looking at the financial table, you can see the revenue stays the same, but the projects line went up by a total of $250,000 due to those discussed changes a moment ago. The overall net impact of this budget is expected to be an intentional deficit for one time of $250,000 for one-time projects. I think I mixed those words up, but anyways, are there any questions on this fund? Nope. Okay. Moving on. Marketing fund. So this fund's purpose supports board-approved marketing initiatives that help support community activities and show good partnership. The proposed projects are the Super Feast banner for $1,000, Riverfest fireworks and music for $19,500, Kid Fest for $9,000, City Halloween events for $500, the Lions Club Fishing Fiesta fireworks for $13,000, a business development breakfast for $2,000, which would include two breakfasts, Christmas on Main, just an estimate of up to $3,000, State of the City, which would be a new event, an estimate of $1,000, a workforce development initiative estimate of up to $10,000, and then it would leave a remaining amount of $21,936 for any events that come up throughout the year. Looking at the financial table, you see that the revenue is anticipated to increase by $5,936, as well as the expenses. The overall net impact of this budget is expected to be 0. And are there any questions on this one? That's all I have for the budget. That was short and sweet.
Can I ask one question? I'm
Yes,
sorry.
ma'am.
I think on the previous one, you said that we would have to use a reserve of 250,000, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But when we were talking about the other one, remember you said we would have to use a reserve and it would be like 500? Was that different, right? Can't remember, we were talking about the other one, you said we would have to use some reserve of almost 500,000?
Yes.
Is that two
so-
different reserves?
So, no. What it is that we transfer $650,000 from the operating fund into this fund for projects.
Okay,
So, over that 650, we would be pulling 250,000 from reserves. So
Okay.
that 500 is added into that 650 out, and then it goes over by 250,000. So
Okay.
we're only pulling out that extra 250, not 500.
okay, all right, thank you.
Any other questions? Mr. Bachman, you got something? Ms. Hurst, thank you.
All done. Thank y'all.
Brings us item number 4.
Do we want to vote to approve it or not?
I think we should. Any other discussion?
I think you should too.
I entertain a motion for approval of the Economic Development Funds report.
I'd make that motion to approve it.
Mr. Bachman has a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Mr. Tyner seconds. Any other discussion? Call to vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Passes unanimously. All right. Now we're on item number 4, is that right? Good.
You want to do goals and objectives off this? We talked about that.
I kept pushing it, and now I've done forgot about it. Okay, so for our goals and objectives next year, it's to initiate infrastructure repairs and work with the city for a list of target locations. Confirm wayfinding designs and move to step 2. Improve the business improvement grant and the categories. Collaborate with the city and private partners on park improvement projects. Partner with retail strategies to bring in potential retail development. You'll probably see that every year. We're never going to stop trying to recruit people to Freeport. Continue to seek development for the 8.8 acre waterfront property. Strengthen business retention and expansion practices for Freeport businesses. Increase outreach for more businesses to move to Freeport. Increase transparency for projects. Me and Robert have actually been looking at this already, but we want to apply for awards and certifications for our EDC. Work with the city to provide more grants to improve for improvement projects. I want us to have bigger budget for the business improvement grants because we're continuously exceeding that. That means that Freeport's improving. We want to start staff training and increase network outreach programs. And then increase workforce initiatives to keep the population updated and provide more community outreach initiatives.
If I can add one addendum, we mentioned the 8.8 acres. It should, a caveat, but also what can we do with the categories to make it, more wieldy of an instrument and serve the business community better? So we'll be bringing that back to the board, though.
So on the goals and objectives, if there were two that you could pick out, which would be those two that were most important?
It would be infrastructure is definitely my number one. I'm glad we're doing the wayfinding, but so I don't want to skip that. If I can give you three, though, I'd say the business improvement grant, making sure that's operating at the highest level of sophistication, and that's very important. And I think that the numbers that Rachel went over shows or demonstrates that people want it. We hit that sweet spot this year where we're just running out of funds just in time for the new fiscal year.
All right. Thank you. Can we move on to item number 4 now?
Are you good? Yes.
We're good? Okay. Item number 4, discuss and take possible action, business improvement grant application, Premier Laundry LLC.
Yes, sir. Is this on?
So we have Mr. Kenan Gutzman that's up here. Just to give you an idea of where the business that is located, it's 1331 North Avenue I. If you've seen Carla's Closet, they are located in the same area. And so he is the new owner as of 6 weeks ago.
About 6 weeks ago, yes.
So he's here to present 2 grants, actually, items number 4 and 5.
And just to be clear, some think that that's one, but it's 2 different addresses. So he is eligible to apply for 2.
Okay.
Go ahead, sir.
What do you want to cover?
What you want to do?
Okay,
Yeah.
Premier Laundries has purchased the real estate. So actually, Carla's Closet is one of our tenants. So we bought both buildings. They're on one lot. We also purchased the asset, which was the laundromat. So there's 10 suites. The laundromat takes up 3 of those. Carla's Closet takes up 2. So we have 5 vacant spaces right now. So wanted to do some improvements. We actually got the building painted this weekend. So it looks much better than it did before. I sent some pictures a while ago to Rachel. We're going to get the windows resealed. We're also going to get, we have a quote from a roofing company to redo the roof on it. It's an old building. It's got some leaks and stuff. It leaks into some of the tenant spaces, so we're going to fix that. And then on the asset side, the laundromat, we've got 3 quotes right now in for brand new equipment. So we're going to be carrying a debt service of around, there's the new pictures there. Debt service around $350,000 to $450,000. We're going to invest in brand new washers and dryers in this facility. So looking to pick it up a little bit and get some new tenants in some of those vacant spaces there.
Any questions for Mr. Guzman?
Now I looked at this for the meeting and it looked like pretty good use of the building.
I do want to note that in your packet, whenever he originally came and applied, the numbers were a little different. So I just want to give you a quick update.
Yes, very carefully go over these numbers and write these down. There's going to be some replacement numbers that Rachel's going to give you.
So the paint, as you can see, he's already started the painting process. In your packet, you'll see that he's actually going to start putting the name of the business. So you're not just calling it the Washateria or the shopping center. You're actually going to be able to call it the Wash or
The Wash Freeport.
the Wash
LLC,
Freeport.
yep.
So the first category, he is doing $5,000 with the paint and sign category. And that, I initially had put 3,500, which is the max for that category, but I went back and checked the numbers with Robert today. It's actually 25 because he didn't meet the full amount to get the 3,500. So it'd be 2,500 instead for the sign improvements. And then his property improvements, it's going to be ceiling glass and roof repairs. That includes covering Carla's Closet, which is already there. And something I really like about what Mr. Gutzman has done is he wants to have businesses, he's not going to turn away a business that wants to be there, but he's really wanting to get businesses that complement the washateria that's there. So you can come in and get your clothes washed, dried, and then maybe folded or dry cleaned or something like that. So it complements the other business that's there. Not to mention, I see here that it's mostly going to be run by itself, but the number of jobs that it's going to create are going to be dependent upon the businesses that go in there. Right now, it's an employee of 1, and then however many are in Carla's Closet, which I believe is 2. So it just depends on how much he fills in those spaces, which will generate lots of jobs there. So the total amount of this project is $27,969.57, of which the EDC would reimburse $12,500.
Any more discussion? Do we have any questions for Mr. Guzman?
No,
I love the name, the Wash Freeport.
I like that too.
I like that myself, yeah.
It's kind of catchy. So what we're looking at is 12,500 for
Yes,
the
sir.
grant?
Yeah. I make a motion to approve the grant up to 12,500.
I have a motion on the floor for 12,500. Do I have a second? Gary's got a second. Any other discussion? We'll call the vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. There are none. Passed unanimously. Go clean some clothes.
Got it. Thank you.
Hold on, he's also item number 5 on here, so he's
Oh,
going to be
okay.
staying up to present the wash report.
So I trickled into that. That's actually the asset that we purchased. So we actually bought the business as well in those 3 suites in that one building by itself. So again, we're going over quotes right now to put brand new equipment in there. So that's going to help. We've talked with several of the folks that go there kind of religiously. That's the place they go. And they were excited about getting new equipment. We're going to keep it coin laundry. That's kind of what needs to be in this area rather than cards, you know, or tokens type machine. So it'll stay a coin laundry. And as far as the business side of it, we plan to have a contract attendant. So what we're looking for right now is someone out there that wants to do the wash, dry, fold business. There won't be any rent involved. They'll actually be able to keep all of the money that they get. It ends up being about 15% of what they bring in to use our machines, basically quarters. They'll cash in and use quarters to use the machines and keep everything clean and help tenants, but they won't pay rent to me. So they'll actually be able to generate quite a bit more income for themselves. I don't have to deal with the W-2 employees and stuff like that. So it's mutually beneficial to both of us.
Mr. President, if I may make a comment, usually when we talk about equipment, we have done it in the past, we take it on a case-by-case basis. It is a permissible expenditure for an EDC. And I think the rationale is there because the main star attraction, I guess if you would, of this is the washateria, and he intends to put businesses that augment or complement is a better word, the washateria, and so that equipment is essential in this whole endeavor. And it is an area that you know needs a good, strong business idea in it. We've had businesses pass through and in and out and of that place. So I definitely think this, you know, it's all at the pleasure of the board, but that this would be one of those cases that we could easily make as to, you know, why. Because, again, we do equipment on a case-by-case basis.
Actually, Robert, that's what I was going to ask, because when I saw the new washers and dryers, I was wondering what description or category that would fit. So
It would
this
be
is an
pro- it would be,
exception?
it would be property improvements.
Okay,
Yes.
got you. I
And,
understand.
and also one more thing to the rationale is the project total is $356,280.10. So it's not, there's not an enormous amount of investment going
Right.
into that property.
I may have missed it, but where is this located? The address?
The address is 1331 North, so it's actually kind of right behind the Christian Center. When you look out the front door of the wash, you're looking at Texas Gulf Bank.
Right. It's North Avenue I,
Yes.
Okay.
1331.
Yeah,
Sorry, Suite H, yes. Sorry.
it's back in behind the veterinary.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it is. There's a veterinary clinic, there's a Christian Center, and then our plaza's right there. And part of the paint we're gonna do with that 1331 North on that north facing wall will help because it's not really on I, it's really more on Sweeney Street. But the tenants there in Carlos Closet felt like that was gonna be super beneficial to put that on the side of it because they kinda have trouble getting the mailman or deliveries coming over there. So that's gonna help them quite a bit as well.
What's the pleasure?
I make a motion to approve the additional, the 10,000 for the grant.
I'll second it.
Property improvements.
Yes, property improvements under that category.
Have a motion, and then I have a second by Ron. Any other discussion? I call the vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. There are none. It's approved. Passes unanimously. Now you can go wash some clothes.
Now I'm gonna go wash my clothes.
Thank you, Mr. Gusman.
Thank y'all so much.
Well, I think that's something very much needed. Oh, without a doubt. I think he'll do well.
Yep.
Yes, we are at the number 6, Four Corners.
We like to leave these open so that they can get their paperwork in, and he didn't get his paperwork in. So I would just ask that we skip this. We don't have any estimates, we don't have a request letter for the board, there's no photos, and there are no permits. So my recommendation would be to just skip this and we can get back to it next month.
I agree. So we're at number 7. Discuss and take possible action, business improvement grant app, Gulf Food Mart.
Mr. President, Gulf Food Mart is on the 1495, the store that everybody thinks is a gas station, is not. The gentlemen are Mr. Zulfikar Karidia and his brother Ali Karidia. They have visited the office and have been working with Rachel and I, but unfortunately, they had a death in the family and couldn't be here tonight. They apologize profusely. So Rachel and I will try to guide us through this grant. What this is updating that store and probably increasing the square footage by 75%. There's a diagram in there that it shows the building and how it's going to be improved. They're working with Centerpoint to try and move the lines because, they don't want to have the gas lines under the building where they can't be accessed. They're going to be adding gas pumps, and especially trying to get the trucking that's going in and out of the port, prime location for that. Landscaping, they're going to address. Like I said, they're expanding the building by about 75%, and they'll run the operation 24/7. It'll create 5 new jobs. and the project total is 1.8 million. The EDC with the grant requests would be $33,500. $33,500. Also, just as background information, they own 4, what is that? So, 4 stores and 1 hotel. In Freeport, I'm sorry.
So this looks like it's pretty intense. So will they be open for business during this? Or is it going to be closed? Like, are they going to be open? Because it looks like a lot.
They're going to be open, but they are expanding it. They've actually purchased 3 lots surrounding it, so it's going to be, the main store is going to remain open, but they're going to have some debris areas that will be blocked off. Right now, their biggest hurdle is because there was an alleyway between the properties that they purchased. I believe they were previously city properties. There is a power pole, and CenterPoint's wanting to charge them $100,000 to move those. So we're going to see if we can't reach out to CenterPoint to help them with this, but it is a huge investment. Not only are they enlarging the store, they're adding pumps, which have not been there. And again, it would just like Robert said, capitalize on all the trucks coming in and out of the port.
Okay. So we're looking at 32,500,
33,500.
33,000.
Yes, sir.
And I do remember about the poll, and there was a big to-do about that. And 100,000 is way out of line, I think. But I think CenterPoint can come in and help those guys. And so I understand that they have bought the south lot, the one that's on the west side. Is that correct?
There's actually a diagram in your pack. Sorry, let me look at the number. Oh, Mr. Bachman's already got it, page 227. The one that's not outlined is where they currently are, and then they've bought the lot to the right and the
Okay.
2 behind them. So we are going to try to approach CenterPoint by saying these were previous city alleyways, and now that they are private alleyways, that, maybe that they can meet us halfway on that or something. So it's not so bad.
And on that page, you can see the existing store and then the highlighted area of where the new development would be. As I said, it increases the building by about 75%.
Looks like it's gonna be a pretty big development.
It adds new jobs and then also just capturing so that, capturing that truck traffic, which is considerable, especially with the expansions at the port, letting them gas up here rather than down the road a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, they need space like that to pull trucks through.
We need more sales tax. What's the pleasure of the board?
I'm sorry, what are they asking for?
33.5, Ron.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Ron for approving this,
I'll second it.
and I have a second by Gary. Any other discussion? I'll call the vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. There are none. Passes unanimously for $33,500 to Gulf Food Mart for improvements. I think that's a good thing. These guys are well needed, and that's prime location.
Yeah, I think it'd be a real good use for that property. Especially with all the truck traffic that's picking up almost every day, it seems like.
Brings us to item number 8, discuss and take possible action, business improvement grant, SPCA retail thrift store.
Yes, Mr. President, we have Christy Hart from the SPCA Retail Thrift Store.
Can't tell who.
The building is owned by, I think you pronounce it Chain Enterprises, and they made it very clear that they don't want to do improvements, but they want to replace the HVAC, and it's essential. This is the thrift store. It's a nonprofit organization, and they run solely on donations. The total project would be $20,000 with a 10%, I'm sorry, $10,000 reimbursement from the EDC. Yeah, and without it, they would shut down, but I'll let her tell you more about that. Go ahead.
We have two 10-ton HVAC units, and one of them has suffered catastrophic failure. It is not repairable. It does need, it will have to be replaced. Without that 10-ton unit, the store, we can't maintain a temperature under about 89 degrees. So we're asking for a grant for the replacement.
That place is busy.
Yes, ma'am.
My husband goes there every Friday.
And I will say that our sales tax is going to be up this year from last year.
That's good. So is it currently not working at all? Or it's just barely
It's-
hanging in there?
No, it has suffered catastrophic failure. It is not working
not
at all.
working,
And it
oh.
is not repairable.
Okay.
That's a 10-ton unit?
Yes,
It's
sir.
an expensive. Does
Yes.
it have a cooling tower or not?
No
No
cooling.
cooling tower? Okay.
Yeah, I've seen some of those catastrophic failures. A lot of times they even smell bad.
Do we have any more pre-discussion, anything?
I make a motion, there's a lot of people that go there, and people actually shop there for clothes, and people need things from there. So I make a motion to approve that up to the 10,000.
So I have a motion on the floor from Sandra for $10,000 for SPCA. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
I have a second by Mr. Ron. Mr. Bachman? Any other discussion? We'll call the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Very well. Passes unanimously.
Thank you, Board.
Thank you. I hope it's not going to be as cold in that building as it is in here.
I disagree. I'm hoping it is. Thank you, and you were absolutely amazing. And I hope everybody.
Is your mother Judy?
Yes.
Okay.
Which one? Yeah, oh.
I'm Ken.
This is Ken, that's right, yeah. I'm gonna tell her I saw you.
Okay.
Is there anybody you don't know? Number 9, discuss and take possible action, purchase request design sign.
Yes, Mr. President, Toby's been working with our office on the new digital sign, and he'd like to give an update to the board.
Yes, Mr. President, EDC Board, good evening. So we went with that original quote they gave us, and I talked with the EDC about it, and Robert was able to identify a pretty intensive cost-saving measure we could do by removing the pillars they had put on the original design. And he actually, when I reached out to 40 Sign Works, Mr. Richard Allison, he pointed out that they'd actually be able to do it with masonry. And then we also noticed that their original quote included tax, which we're exempt from. So the new quote came in just under 80,000, so we're about 79 and some change. I spoke to him today, anticipating potential board questions. I'll go ahead and just head them off ahead of time. So if we were to approve the project, he said that their timeline would be between 6 and 12 weeks. And that'd be from start to finish between planning, scheduling, assembly. So they're really looking at about a 6 to 8 week for the actual, like, put it together. But to, you know, if we say, you know, September, we want to go ahead with it, then put it on the schedule, and then within 6 to 8 weeks after they've got it on the schedule, it would include full assembly. And that also includes the production of the sign from Daktronics, which is pretty much an industry standard for reliability in marquees. The sign would be reliably good for at least 10 years. And then for LCD replacement would go probably another 10 from there, depending on how the monument lasted. He is very receptive about working with the city and the EDC with any potential changes we might do for city logos. They'll be as flexible as we need them to be. So he said, if we need to approve it with nothing on there, and they can put the wiring for where the logo would go, and then design approved at a later date, they could assemble it and put it on there. So he said they work with city governments a lot. They're used to being as flexible as we need them to be, essentially.
And Toby, if you could tell them about the logo and how they can, if we do decide to change it, what you're.
Yeah, and so they also mentioned too, so we could assemble it and do the wiring for the logo, and then if it was to change, he actually said that as an add-on, they'd be able to replace the logo. But, I mean, I think essentially, going forward, I'd say probably wait, maybe approve the, if we're looking to approve it, he'd still be able to not approve it with the contingency that it has to look the way that they gave us the design. It's that the design is open, like the monument shape that they gave us last time, that I believe was the most approved between the board. Is that still on the, we still did? Yes, yeah, so that shape stays no matter what, but where it says Freeport on there, that's fully open to change. Like, that's not set in stone. They can easily change that. They could start assembly, the masonry, and then the logo comes after if we decide we were gonna go with a new city branding.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So this would go, right now, the one that's not working, that would
Correct.
be removed?
Correct.
This would go right over there?
That includes demolition of the existing.
Okay. So just curious, because we had that sign there forever and it hasn't been working. So I just don't want this to happen to this, what happened to that one, and it's not working. I don't know what happened with that one. I'm all about getting the sign. It's beautiful. I just want to make sure that it doesn't happen on what happened to the one that we're about to remove.
Well, before then, that's the pre-Toby era of Freeport, so you do have a Toby now.
Okay.
I do tend to like to keep things working for y'all.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So is that really like going to be a digital section right there? Or is
Yes.
that just just for the picture, or is that really a digital thing, picture and that?
So I believe on the display, they're looking at getting us on that monument. It takes up, was it the top right-hand corner?
Yeah.
Top
somewhere.
left?
Uh-huh.
Yes. So that would be the rest of it would be like a city monument, and then that section would be for the digital signage.
Okay.
Which would be a specialized screen with Daktronics, which we're able to change and update pretty much anywhere we need to in the city.
So you would be in charge of that?
I could do that. We could have people in multiple departments doing
Yeah.
it. It'd be a full coordinated effort citywide.
Okay.
No more like going out and manually having to update the sign kind of a deal. So that's also a huge improvement.
Okay.
Miss Sandra, I've been meeting with Chief Motley on this, and he's directed me to where we could possibly apply for a grant to either do a secondary one on the other end of town, like by the fire department, or reimburse the EDC, but the main focus is that it'll be used in the emergency management system. So it'll direct traffic during hurricanes, give out vital information, things like that. So that will need to be kept up if we were to get a grant for that.
Okay. And did you say something about 10 years? Is that
The sign lifespan would go about, the LCD screen would go about 10 years on average.
so what is it like, the maintenance look like?
Well,
Is there maintenance?
It comes with a fair amount of warranty. I believe
Warranty?
the warranty is good for at least 5 years.
Okay.
So, I mean, based on the monument itself, if it's kept in good shape, I don't see a reason why we couldn't keep it, indefinitely. Because that's a screen change to replace it. If there's less moving parts. A lot of these old marquees, they had like old hard drives and stuff. And you wouldn't think about it, but it's just another computer at the end of the day. Solid state technology's come a long way. Especially, that sign I'm sure has been there for 20 years or something, right? Or maybe hopefully that long. But 20 years ago, the kind of technology we have now, there's no moving parts. There's a lot less likely that something's going to wear out and stop working. So you're really just looking at the actual physical display. That's your main failure point. Everything else goes, 20, 30 years. You're talking about stone masonry, so
Okay, thank you.
no worries.
My big concern first time was about maybe barriers in the front so it doesn't get run over.
Oh, yes.
We know how people are.
Yeah.
I'm talking the barrier. I don't really care about it. Their warranty.
And just to point out, on page 298, in the last paragraph, it discusses a warranty. So the materials and workmanship are guaranteed for 5 years from the date of the job completion.
Yep.
Okay. So, can I ask, have you two seen it, what we're talking about?
The old sign or the new sign?
These two behind you?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Ann? From both of y'all? I want to know what y'all think.
My main concern whenever I saw the rendition was the fact that we are looking at possibly rebranding the city.
Right.
And I had a concern with this particular design if that's not the brand or the design that we're going to be using moving forward. But I think Toby had just mentioned that they're open to change that. So, I love the sign. I think it looks great, but I would hate to put that up there and then rebrand,
Right.
and all of a sudden we're back to a Mod Podge.
Right, and that was discussed, as we were saying earlier, they would do that. It's not a maybe issue. That would absolutely, Toby, I'm correct in saying that, correct? Yeah,
And no
it
extra
would be
charge?
done.
At no extra charge?
No, I don't think there's an extra charge.
Just making sure.
Mr. Allison's exact words were, we could advance on anything you want us to and hold off on whatever you want held. So if we want to advance on, we want this sign, hold off on the design for the logo, work on the rest, they can do that. They can start construction of the sign in their shop before they actually bring it over here and put places where the sign logo would go without actually concreting this is the logo that's going on
Okay.
the sign. So they're very open to, holding off on portions of it till we say this is what we want it to look like. And that's not an additional cost.
Okay.
Which brings another question to mind. Where are we on the rebranding? Are we even getting close to that?
So we just had a meeting with Clark Condon, and we are getting their, so the EDC board has already approved bringing this to council, and it was our version of it being translated, for a better word. They are giving us their report, which goes in a little bit more depth, and then we are looking at setting up a workshop. The time frame that we mentioned to them was probably late August, early September, but we will be scheduling a workshop where council, we have to get with Dr. Kelly to see whom else would be there, but to get full feedback from council, they will go into why they chose the designs. Anyone that participated in the survey that's on there will get a copy of the results so that they can see. It's definitely a positive for replacing the logo and the brand. They have a lot of great ideas that they were showing us a few samples of, and they'll be bringing that to you pretty soon.
Cool. So I think the sooner we get that decision made, the sooner we'll be able to move on this. But to answer your question, Ron, I think this is a great idea. I think it'll look amazing.
Okay. Yeah, the first thing I asked when I got on this board is, can we fix the sign?
That sign has gotten more, when are we gonna do?
Well, we always have a temporary one out front. It looks like we're too cheap to fix the thing.
Yeah,
If you come to Freeport, it's like, okay, I've been here a year ago and it's the same stupid thing still out there.
Still
I've been
sitting
here
there.
8 years. 8 years I've lived in Freeport and we've had a temporary sign.
yeah.
So, thank you a lot.
And, the new one does light up at night as well. It would light up.
Okay.
So lighting's included.
Dr. Kelly? Okay.
The idea
I don't expect
tonight,
you to leave anytime soon. That's why I'm asking you too. So,
the idea tonight is to approve purchase under this year's budget. And then with the contingency that we would not go forward with any design aspect until the wayfinding was voted on and agreed
Right.
by council.
Okay.
okay.
What was that dollar number for the,
$79,480.
I've got it.
It's right there. It's right there.
Yeah, okay.
And just to be clear, when Rachel said any design, obviously the stone and the monument would be, but not the logo.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they call it the sunburst. I'm not sure if that's part of the original design or if that's part of the city logo, so, but.
Okay. So what we're doing is we're gonna approve like a precursor that we're actually gonna do this. Okay.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Ron. I have a second,
Second it.
and I have a second by Gary. Any other discussion? So we're looking at the bid amount of $79,480 for precursor to saying we are gonna do this.
Yes. If you want to include the motion, in the motion to hold off on the design until the study gets us,
Yeah, the
you can put that
rebranding
in there.
is,
Yeah.
that's the key.
Yep.
Yeah.
We really can't go forward until we have it, so, but I'll amend my motion to approve
480.
80, and we don't move forward until we have our new branding for the city.
I like that. And
Second that.
Gary seconds that as well. Any more discussion? Call the vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Passes unanimously.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, that's a good point, Mayor. I'm telling you, the rebranding is, man alive.
And this would be perfect, right? You know, just roll it all out at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it.
Right
Yeah.
in the path and off vision there.
Into the future.
Plus, if they do a good job, we might be able to use those contractors to do our signs since they'll be a little bit more familiar with the city.
Yeah, the wayfinding is so important, so important. Brings us to item number 10, discuss and take possible action at 210 West Park EDC owned building backflow.
Yes, tonight, Mr. President, we have Nick with us. We've been working closely with him on a backflow issue at 212. And I think we've come up with a pretty cost-effective solution. So I'll let Nick talk about all the ins and outs of that.
Mama C's is having a backup issue where their restrooms are backing into their grease trap. The restrooms are tied into the same service line after the grease trap. So was the old line is tied into a concrete service line. So that is has 345s on it. So as this is catching tissue and blocking up, it's causing the restroom to go backwards into the grease trap. We believe if we put in separate lines, fix the original tap with a brand new PVC, a new tap going into the sewer main, and then also make one for the restroom itself going independently to the sewer main, this will hopefully resolve this issue.
Okay. Nick, is that line back behind there, I thought it was crushed or something.
So without camera in the line, I cannot give a definite answer for that. While our contractor has been jetting the line, give or take about maybe 33 feet away from the manhole, they are having issues in hitting mud, but I cannot guarantee that's a completely crushed line or maybe another crushed tap or something of that nature that actually causes that mud. But that 33 feet is after Mama C's, so hopefully this will help them and allow it to flow to the manhole.
Okay. Robert, what's the dollar number we're looking at?
Well, we're looking at, you pronounce that, I believe, Lux.
Yes,
Is that correct? And Nick and I talked about that, and he verified that they have worked on behalf of the city before, and they,
very much so.
Nick is very comfortable with their work. So if, the board can choose whichever of the things, but I mean, being that they're the lowest one, and the work is verified, that would be $22,300 total for the Lux bid.
I think that's a pretty good price. I'm surprised the low price came from Lux.
How well do you know these guys you're working with, Nick?
Very well.
Okay.
All three contractors that bid, we have done multiple projects over the years with them.
Okay.
I'll vouch for each one of them.
Gotcha. That's a good thing.
Yes, sir.
So we're looking at 2,300?
Yep.
Gosh, that's pretty cheap for doing, well,
We might be getting a free meal or two out of that. I'm not gonna say no to that.
Nick, are there any anticipated, is there anything that could go wrong and we may need more, or is this it?
The only thing that I could see that possibly get anything would be in the city main itself, and I wouldn't hold Lux responsible for that.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll make a motion through the 2,300. I second it.
Have a motion from Ron, I have a second from Gary.
Yep.
Any other discussion?
Everything I see here about the design, clean outs both way and all that looks good.
Agree. Call to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. There are none. Passes. $2,300. Go fix something.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I didn't realize Mama's.
No, we still need to.
Board and Executive Director comments, Mr. Bachman. Do you have anything? All right, Gary, you got anything?
No, I feel I've adequately expressed myself tonight.
I'm gonna bypass Ron, I don't have anything to say.
It turned out to be a good meeting. We got a lot done.
We did, Tanner. Okay. Moving on to executive,
Wait, I.
Robert, oh,
Just a couple. I'll be brief. Tomorrow, the website will go live. The vendor is Golden Shovel, as you probably recall. Changes include easier access, better assistance with updates, and page monitoring. This was already paid for this year in the budget for next year. There will be some links that are down, but that'll be handled ASAP. We don't anticipate any major disruptions. We were encouraged by Carlton at the TEDC. He's the CEO. TEDC is kind of the umbrella organization for EDCs to apply for an award. So we're doing that. Also, the University of Texas at San Antonio project. I think in your packet you see some letters written or signed by the mayor, and they're putting us up for award two different awards, two different categories from the American Planning Association. So Dr. Kane reached out to me, and we put that together for him so that he can do that. I just wanted to make the board aware. Then we had a meeting with the regional economic developers today at the port, and we're looking at doing a FAM tour, which is a familiarization tour, and just having that be a joint kind of through the county, and Freeport and the port would be, one of the stops. Basically what that would do we would round up people that are developing, developers from Dallas, people like Transwestern, NewQuest, Stream Realty, Cushway, just some developers like that, and have a 2-day thing where we could show them the county and generate interest in our area. So that's in the initial planning stages. It probably happen sometime next year. And then finally, one big game of, you remember as kids, Not It was played, and I unfortunately lost. We updated our opportunity zones. There's a new program that is supposedly better. The governor's office reached out to EDC directors and myself personally about it's going to be called the Opportunity Zone 2.0, and it basically the program is cutting 25% of the opportunity zones in the United States out. So on your screen you see the application, or not the application, just the, I guess you could call it an application. We're nominating the tracks to be continued, and put a lot of effort into this because Jason was talking about, well, wouldn't we? I just didn't want to leave it to chance where we would just assume that they're going to select us with the amount of cuts they're making. So that is done. It's with the governor's office, and we're eligible, and so we can show that we can have that opportunity zone for different developers, whether that be industrial or whether it be mixed use, et cetera. And that's all I have. I said I'd be brief.
I like that OZ too.
Yep.
That's one of our items that we had on our to-do list, our goals, one of these guys.
Yes. Well,
Very good.
to maintain those, the amount of tax credits and programmatic credits that are in, the opportunity zone, when you are in an opportunity zone, is very important.
Yeah, great. Awesome. Anyone have any other comments? Ms. Cohen, do you have any?
I do not, other than it's my birthday tomorrow.
It is. We'll tell you happy birthday tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Brings us to the executive session. Are we ready to turn off?
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I gotta go blow my nose and make more.
You've got to read the time and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. I got you.
It's now 8:04.
You ready? It is now 8:04 p.m. I do hereby recess the regular session of the Freeport Economic Development Corporation meeting, and I do hereby convene into the executive session in compliance with Texas Government Code Section 551.071 and 551.087.